Alright, y'all, welcome back to another daily upload. And a few days ago, I asked y'all who your favorite Ranger of all time is. And as a bonus question, because a fair amount of people did answer it, who was your favorite player of all time on any team? And, there's a comment I missed, but I'm just going to go through some of these. A lot of these I haven't looked through. A lot of them I did heart, though, so let's get all these loaded up. And you're seeing a few here, and I'll just kind of give my opinion on. Oh, okay, that's it. My opinion on who I agree with or whatever. So starting at the top here, you got Juan Gonzalez. I mean, he's definitely up there, definitely underrated in the whole era, and I've talked about that before. I've also talked about just generally who are the best players in franchise history, and he is certainly one of them. Then you got, of course, Adrian Beltre. I mean, that's my pick for favorite Ranger of all time. It's close between like him and Pudge, but I think I got to go with Beltre. So that's Chlor 33's pick right there. Then you got Kinsler and then Beltre. I think they're probably, I'm going to assume they're saying like favorite Ranger and then favorite player of all time, or they're 1 and 2. Kinsler was very good. A fair amount of people are still big fans of him, and I'm kind of mixed on him because his reaction from getting traded wasn't all that good, as we all know, but you can't knock Kins, he is one of the best players they've ever had. So moving on, I'll read a few more from the top and then kind of scroll to a random spot. Got Adrian Beltre as a favorite Ranger, and then all-time is Juan Soto, which is a very interesting pick because Soto hasn't been playing that long. So I get it, though. Soto's really good, very fun to watch. And then Faith Chris 97 says Michael Young. Classic pick, of course. Can't go wrong. I mean, his name is Mr. Ranger, so he's definitely one of the favorites of all time. But like I mentioned, mine's definitely got to be this man. That's why I used his picture. And my favorite player of all time on any team, there's a few options, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Let's start here. Pudge. Oh, let's start here, actually. Ian Kinsler, Carlos G. Not sure how to say that, so my apologies. But he says Ian Kinsler with a little sad face. Pudge, hands down, he's my childhood hero. Young and Andrews, Rangers for the ages. Yeah, I wish Elvis would have gotten to flesh it out a little more. Hopefully, maybe at the end of his career, they get him back. Kind of like I'm trying to think of who they did that with. There's teams that do that, though. They'll like sign a franchise favorite at the end of their career just to bring him back for like a parade of sorts, a going away retirement celebration. Josh Hamilton by a mile. I did see a few Josh Hamiltons in the comments. As a person, I'm not a fan of him anymore for obvious reasons. But as a player, yeah, he had one of the best, 4 or 5 year stretches ever. So very impressive stuff. Another Juan Gonzalez. Nolan Ryan, yeah, that's fair. I mean, the Ryan Express was very dominant for Texas, and they're thinking someone like Clayton Kershaw can do a similar thing. He's not as old as Nolan Ryan, of course, or as he was at the time of signing with Texas. But, the thing where you just kind of finish out your career with a team like that. And then another Nolan Ryan, Daddy Young, yeah, Michael Young once again. And then Young or Nix or Baharas or Tex, yeah. And Soriano, a lot of older school picks there for sure. Teixeira definitely underrated with Texas. I posted that video a few days ago probably about a week at this point, of Teixeira's best highlights with Texas. Definitely, I feel like people forget how good he was with us. And fun fact as well, it's probably the first baseball related thing that I owned was a poster of Mark Teixeira from 2005 or something that I got at my school's book fair. So one of the oldest pieces of Rangers related things that I have. Andrews, Beltran, Michael Young. Yeah, Beltre or Elvis, Prince Fielder, Pudge, Hamilton. Scroll down a little more. I got a lot of comments. Soriano, Cordero, Teixeira. Can't choose. Yeah. Got Hank, of course. Josh Hamilton. And then this user left a list here. Michael Young, Hamilton, even though recent events kind of tarnished that. Kinsler, Darvish, and Beltre. Yeah, that's what I was saying about Hamilton. Like, as a player, yeah, he was awesome. As a person, recently, not really. Tie between Beltre and Napoli. Any team is Posey. That's interesting. Posey is by no means underrated, but I feel like when we're talking about all of these, all-time great catchers and stuff, people kind of took for granted almost how good he was. He should certainly be a Hall of Famer. Beltre and Murphy. Yep. David Murphy, another underrated player on the team. Hamilton, but after recent events might change to Kinsler. Yeah. Hamilton and Kershaw. Yeah. Hopefully Kershaw joins the list of people who've played for Texas. Nolan Ryan and Johnny Bench. Speaking of all-time catchers, there's one of the few all-time greats. And then I do remember this comment was Colby Lewis. No one had me as hyped for a game more than prime Colby Lewis. Yeah, he's underrated as well. I keep saying that, but really they've had a lot of guys that are, and they don't maybe get as much attention because of the team. Hopefully that's going to change soon because they got Corey Seager, they got Marcus Semien, and they're not done yet, as I've been saying. Pudge, Rodriguez, Nelly Cruz, Josh Hamilton. Yep. Cruz, many mixed opinions on him generally, but I'm a fan of him. I mean, steroids or whatever, right? It was just stupid that he did it at that time, got himself suspended when the team needed him. And of course, the moment, which I don't even need to mention what I'm referring to. You all know already. But he's overall a good dude, and I still believe to this day he would have been retired by now if they would have won that World Series, because he's like 41 and he's still looking for teams to be a DH for. That's my theory. I don't know. He obviously likes playing baseball, so I'm sure he just wants to get as many years as possible, but that's my conspiracy theory of sorts, is that he would be retired by now if not for that game. Michael Young, Adrian Beltre, Mike Napoli, and that is the bottom of the comments, but it's obviously a handful I skipped over. I think I covered most of them, though, so a little bit of a shorter video today. I mean, even though we're at like 8 minutes, but still, I hope y'all enjoyed just kind of mixing it up on the content here, because a lot of the times I post these Instagram posts getting y'all's feedback and opinions, and I never really do anything with it. So I figured I'd start doing something with it, turn it into a video, keep up those daily uploads, and give y'all something to talk about during this lockout. If you didn't comment on this, you can comment on the video now and let me know who your favorite player is all time and on the Rangers. I'm interested to see, and I didn't mention it yet, but my favorite player all time, I think, has to be Barry Bonds. I didn't get to see him play, but it's like a tie between him and Beltre, and I know very, very interesting opinions on Bonds, but the dude was just so good. You take all the HGH you want, you're not hitting 70 home runs a year. There were definitely some that he got very assisted by, but it's insane the numbers he put up. So I think I'm probably giving the edge to Adrian Beltre, but if it's not a Rangers pick, I'm probably going to go with him or Mike Trout, because I've actually been able to see Mike Trout play in my lifetime, so I'll go with Mike Trout as well. It's really tough to pick one definitive player of all time, and you saw that in my comments. People would list a few, so I would say my top 3 favorite, this is just favorite, not best, but favorite is like Beltre, Barry Bonds, Mike Trout. Not even in that order, it can change by the day, but once again, let me know what y'all think. I'm going to do another video like this in a day or two for what I just posted today, which was, or at the time of this video, December 14th, which was asking what is the favorite game that you've been to in person. So maybe this is a series I can keep up, like reading responses to my questions. I don't know. We'll find out. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to y'all later.